Futurecom 2015. Acompanhe a cobertura completa no Canaltech.
Muita gente acha que trabalho remoto é coisa do futuro, mas para a Unify isso é coisa do passado, na verdade. A empresa provê soluções móveis para diversos negócios e aqui a conversa é o seguinte: trabalho em qualquer lugar. Para falar um pouquinho mais a respeito dessa realidade, converso agora com Dean Douglas, ele é CEO da Unify. Thanks for coming, Dean.
Oh, it's good to be here. Thank you.
So, Millennials, they will represent 50% of the workforce by 2020, so you have to look closer to these people, right? So how do they work, or how do they like to work?
So one of the things that millennials want to be is very, very much collaborative. They want to be part of the team. They really respond very, very poorly from a productivity standpoint if they're disaffected. And so they really do want to engage in a team kind of environment. But they want flexibility, and they want flexibility in terms of where they work and the times that they work. In fact, we did a survey where we asked millennials if you were offered a 10% raise or greater flexibility in your work time, they'd rather have the greater flexibility. I mean, to a huge degree. A 10% raise, there aren't very many 10% raises out there in the marketplace today. So it really is about flexibility, but it's not just time flexibility, it's location flexibility, and having the tools that allow them to be part of the team and engaged in the team environment are essential as well.
But millennials, they want freedom, but they also mix a lot their personal life with their work life, right? So how to cope with that as well?
I don't know why you would have to exclude personal from work life. People sneak away from work and work at home all the time, especially on Friday afternoons. But the fact is that the tools that we provide our workforce today, from a communication standpoint, especially from a mobility communication standpoint, allow for workers, whether they're millennials or me, to work from just about anywhere. And so while millennials are leading the trend, there's no question, in the everywhere worker, fact is that somebody like me in my mid-50s is doing the same kind of thing.
Okay, so me, you, we're not glued to our desks anymore,
Absolutely
right?
not.
Well,
I miss it.
Yeah, me too. Sometimes we work there, right? So how to develop solutions for these kind of people? How to drive the innovation in Unify to develop this kind of solutions?
So we've had to develop innovation in order to make sure that we provide the skills, the tools and the capabilities to allow these workers to work from anywhere. And so we've got all kinds of capability within our OpenScape platforms that allow for that capability, the ability to work from anywhere and to move anywhere. We've got a product. It's not just a communications product, but it's a really significant collaboration tool.
Which is Circuit.
It's Circuit. And Circuit allows for an extraordinary amount of capability to be provided on a worker, whether the worker uses a mobile phone or a laptop, or switches from a mobile phone to a laptop. And communications doesn't break down if they're on a Circuit call or Circuit conversation. They can migrate, and they can be literally anywhere as they're having that call.
Okay, so we know that all these kind of solutions save costs, save time, but some people still say they can't cope with video collaborations. They rely on a real life thing, you know. What do you have to say to those people?
Well, I think that there are reasons for people to get together. We're social animals. We're very much a social group. But having said that, if you can create immersive technologies that allow people to engage and be that social animal in an environment where they aren't necessarily next to each other, it still works. And so Circuit is a product that addresses that. There are several other products that address that. And in fact, what millennials want is for the technology to adapt to them. They don't want to have to adapt to the technology. And boy, it's going to be amazing to see when the Millennials Plus, that next generation, what they're going to demand and want of the technology Because if millennials are saying that technology's got to be versatile enough to adapt to them and their habits, then what is the next generation going to look for?
What's going to be the next generation?
Well, obviously it's going to be intuitive. Everything's got to be very much intuitive. But I think that the other thing that they're looking for is they're looking for value in short increments, very asset light, and just paying for the value that they derive. So, for example, Uber is a great technology today, and I use Uber a lot, and millennials, of course, use Uber a great deal, because you only pay for the technology as you need it, the mobility to go one place to another place. But by the way, when you think of an Uber call, and it really is a call, it's a lot of things going on. It's GPS tracking where the car is and where you are. It's billing associated with a transaction. It's in effect hailing the cab in a virtual sense, or the car in a virtual sense, and understanding that this technology and capability is going to yield something very, very predictable. You basically know what you're going to get when you get an Uber. Well, now they're starting to go one step further, and there's technology that's being deployed in some cities in the States where you just show your cell phone to the windshield, and a sensor will recognize the cell phone number and pop a key out of a locked box to drive the car. And in that communications with your cell phone, it tells the mileage of the car, the gas tank level, and so on, so that you enter into the car as if it's your own car, and you pay for it a ridiculously low amount, including insurance. You pay for it only when you need it to drive from point A to point B. So there are a lot of cars, services that have similar technology, where you go to a garage and you get a car and the like. But this, actually, it's a car parked on the street. You put it in, you get the car key, you drive it to the point, park the car, and it knows where the car is. So the next person picking up the car knows that they can pick it up at 42nd and Lex, and the car's there on the corner. So it's a very, very interesting way of consuming products and using technology to consume those products.
So this is Internet of Things. So how do you see Internet of Things related to our work in a few years' time?
Well, I think that the Internet of Things really will be pervasive. There's still a lot of promise with the Internet of Things, but we're starting to see applications that drive it. And those applications are real. In fact, there's a new application. It's kind of weird, but nonetheless, it's all about when you're in a big city using a bathroom. And public toilets are hard to find. And so people are opening up their bathrooms to folks that are willing to pay, their apartments, to use it. And so it's a little weird. Yes,
yeah,
I agree, very weird. But nonetheless, it's an extreme example of something that I think is going to be very, very normal in the next generation. And the Internet of Things facilitates that.
All right, Dean. So thank you very much for coming by and talking to us.
It was very good to be here. I look forward to talking with you further.